We've got a LaneSmash to broadcast tonight between the outfit T from Cobalt, winners of Outfit Wars on Cobalt, and they are playing as the TR, starting at Mulak Tech Plant. And they're going to be facing a mixed team from Emerald of B-Way, KN1, Who, and 784. I might have got those numbers wrong. I think it's 784. I'm not as familiar with them, but I certainly know B-Way. They won Outfit Wars and Emerald, so the Tier 1 bracket. So we've got two teams that won a Tier 1 bracket in Outfit Wars facing each other. Co-casting with me tonight and also the referee for the match is Halot.
Yeah, I'm call-casting. Referee for tonight is actually Osprey.
Ospreys. Okay,
yeah.
Frenchie.
Yes.
And it's pretty good lane. It's yeah, it doesn't favour either side particularly, not hugely. Yeah, I mean it's not exactly symmetrical, so you could make arguments for one side being biased slightly. But really, the only two bases that matter are the first two. Once you've capped, or they're the most important because then you're in the lead. And they contrast a lot, which is one of the reasons I like this lane. Like the Ziggurat base, you've got this uphill approach pushed to the point from the garages, but unusually for a Hossin base, it's got really long sight lines around here, so it's actually very difficult to air to ground this base, even though it's quite open, because anti-air is just more effective here. Whereas Nettelmeyer, by contrast, is a little easier. You got more trees here, you got more stuff you can hide behind to break locks, to stop that ranger and walker fire from bringing you down.
Both of them are really acceptable to vehicles, though. It's fairly easy to get harassers inside of Cigarette, and Nettlemeyer is just a haven for bus drivers.
You can more or less, there's a slight angle to the walls of the Ziggurat, and you can more or less just drive a harasser up the side at almost any point. Sunderers are a bit harder. I've seen it done though. I must admit I don't know how, but it can be done. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll spot someone.
And with the TM guys, like they know how to get buses pretty much everywhere.
Also, people, small update according to what has been written on the LaneSmash Discord earlier. You are to be physically inside the starting base at the start, which means anyone spotted redeployed on the base, on the forward base, will get a penalty. Thank you.
Yeah, so that is a new rule we added because we had teams actually asking if it is allowed to be redeployed and then deployed quickly up to the next base. So we thought it best to actually specify that you physically have to be inside the hex.
That wasn't in the old rules, which I actually wrote. Because it's down to the new spawn system, just allowing you to spawn at almost any base. Yeah, it might confer an advantage, maybe. I mean, most of the time, though, people pre-pull vehicles before the start of a round because they can then get the nanites back, and it makes that vehicle free. So in order to redeploy to get to a base further up the lane quicker, you're giving up a free vehicle, which is worth quite a lot. So I'm not certain it would be a good tactic, but maybe situationally. Besides, it's against the rules now anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. On paper, I think that T are the stronger team, slightly. And I think it certainly helps that they've been playing a lot together lately, and that they're just one outfit and not four. I think that's going to help them a bit. I think both sides have got great pilots. There's a lot of the bling guys playing for T. They've got alt characters in that outfit. They're some of the best pilots in the game. And then Who for the B-Way team, short stack, SHSK.
Match starts in roughly 5 minutes. Make sure you have everyone online. Poke me if you need some delay.
They're also a top air outfit, so yeah. Should be interesting. I did notice though, and I think this is true for both teams, that outside of their core group of pilots, they don't have a whole lot of people who can switch into that role. So I think what might happen is if one team does, begin to dominate the initial air fight, that's going to snowball a bit. In that the whichever side's losing doesn't have a lot of options to fight against it.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right on that one. Most of the core players outside of the air players are mainly infantry, and I think that's where we're gonna see most of the actual resistance from both teams.
Which should be really cool. Watching infantry fights on points would be pretty nice. But in the opening, I would expect a pretty sizable vehicles fight. If you take a look at the lane, the teams can start from the edges of their hexes, their home base hexes, and the home bases are Zot's Biolab and Mulak Tech Plant. So the halfway point between there is really in between Nettlemire and the Ziggurat, and that is a big open road. So I would think that like a strong MBT push with rep buses behind is going to be a pretty good idea, and I would also think that that favours the TR. You can work around that with the VS using the floaty strafing tanks to make them miss more. Staying at a longer range is a good idea too, to take advantage of that ability to just dodge and make things harder. And they can also, if they've studied this lane properly, there are ways through all these vines and rocks on the side. You can flank here. Generally on live, people don't really try because it's a mess of rocks and vines and plants that you can't actually drive through. But yeah, it could be a nice way around, particularly if if say the prowlers are backed up by a rep bus, to sneak around and take it out quickly would be a good move.
I mean, you can be sure that at least the TM guys have studied this lane. They actually requested access to the lane 2 hours prior to the match to just get their final details right.
Mm-hmm.
SHSK, I think they know this lane. I'm not sure.
I mean, everybody knows the basis on it, but it's worth studying little details to try and just pick out any advantage you can get in that opening exchange, because it can be powerful. You take out one extra MBT, that's going to make a big difference in terms of tipping the balance in your team's favour.
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting match. These are the two top 8 bracket teams that are currently in the tournament. Doing a practice
some
match,
very good players in these teams too, in terms of not just infantry but pilots, ground vehicle players. Yeah, there's a lot of skill on display in this game. Yeah, I hope it lives up to the listing. It should be a really good game. I don't want to show the home bases just yet. I'm being quite careful not to.
Both teams are ready. We are soon to start in around 1 minute. Get on your marks, guys. I will do a countdown.
I don't want to show what either team's got until we start. So I don't know either. I deliberately haven't looked. So this should be pretty interesting. Where you always get an air battle at the start of these games. Pretty big one.
Yeah, there are ways to bait the other teams into getting the air battles where you want them, and I think we're gonna see that a lot, especially from the TR guys.
Yeah, it's worth doing for the TR particularly. I mean, fighting scythes at long range is difficult because of their flatter shape. If they're at longer ranges, they're harder to hit, much harder than the other factions ESFs. What you find a lot of people do actually to compensate for that is they vary the height of their ESFs vertically. So they have some low and some high, so that when the scythe has to aim up or it has to aim down, and either way it's pancaking itself for somebody. It'll have a good angle against one, but a bad angle against another.
Okay, people, we're starting in 30 seconds. Get ready.
But that only really works when you're close together.
Yeah, for those people on stream, bases are wrong right now on the all day, but that should change as soon as we press start, as far as I know.
I guess we're gonna have a countdown from Osprey.
Yes.
And we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Alright guys, match start. Let's take a look. So we've got, well, there's a galaxy flying in. There's an Ipsil piloting a gal. We've got quite a lot of air here. Making a beeline for the ziggurat. Really trying to get on the offensive T here. I am not seeing a huge number of Reavers. There are some, but not as many as there are mosquitoes.
The T straight on line, dropping what 3 maxes now. That's gonna be hard.
Let's take a look in the point area then. We have. They look like Mercies. We've got. Is there a pounder max or something to fight NC maxes? Because okay, NC maxes are worse, but if they pull Gorgons, they're gonna beat Mercies.
There in a pounder max.
Okay, so they pull 1 pounder to fight off any NC maxes. Let me just zoom them in up in a bit. Do they have a hard spawn? Okay, they're bringing in hard spawns now. And we got a tank on the road too, an MBT protecting the spawn. There's a NC harasser pushing up. He's going to find that a difficult engagement though. 2 MBTs versus 1 harasser. 3 MBTs on the T side now. And I'm struggling to work out where the NC guys are. So they've got a beacon on the point roof. And they have a harasser in the base now. But it's an anti-vehicle. Is that canister or is that an enforcer? I think that's canister, which isn't a great choice. It's not terrible, but...
And we have a boss up on the point now.
Yeah, I missed it getting into the base, but we got a Cobalt Bulldog bus. Now the main benefit of a bus though isn't the gun on the top, it's the fact that you've got a squad spawn right on the capture point. That's really helpful. Oh, it's gone down and there's a big NC push going for the point. They're going to find it difficult to break the maxes.
There's still 2 minutes left on the timer though.
There's C4 in them, but not quite nailing that C4, not getting the kill. The maxes are low though, but the engineers are still alive. They're getting reps, and yep, they've ground it out.
What a decent try there, Brenty, though.
It was.
Try a bit harder.
I think really, if some of those C4s thrown through the windows had just been a little more precise, it would have made all the difference. It would have just, because the maxes were so close to dead.
Did you remember to press start on the overlay?
Yes.
There's something wrong with it. Alright, we'll have to check that on the second round then.
I definitely pressed it. I'll restart the thing for the next round.
Yeah.
Okay, the pushes after that initial push though, they're coming in a little sporadically, and that is not going to work. They're not going to break this down, pushing in one at a time. They've got to get more pressure on that point. How much time is there left? So we've got 1 minute left on this. And there are no NC maxes at any point. They've just not gone for maxes. A lot of C4. But the TR maxes are being very cautious of it. They're getting away.
NC's getting in now? Yeah, they're touching.
Yeah, one TR max down. There's just one left. And he's dead. Yeah, they've cleared it. That took a lot though. That was a tough one for them, and they're now 3 minutes in deficit effectively. They can't attack for another 3 minutes. So I mean the TR are just gonna come straight back at them.
We got 2 vanguards outside protecting, so TR cannot get those bosses. 3 vanguards now outside.
That's a good move. That's the right thing to do. They have okay, so they're just using 1 driver with an anti-air gun on the top, Rangers in this case, to keep the air away.
That seems to be the way people tend to do MBTs this season.
Yeah,
it's just 1 driver.
Well, the top guns are a lot weaker than they used to be in the sort of post I can't remember what the patch was called. The one that changed the balance between vehicles and infantry.
Kai one? Oh, shrimp being destroyed outside there by a lot of
Okay,
people.
Snipsel Gal incoming. We got a big drop. More maxes on point as well. There are 3 maxes again. I think it's the same 3 players. They're
Yeah.
clearing the side building first, but 1 max C4 right away. It's being rezzed. The canister harasser is... Oh no, Cobalt harasser blapping away at them. Cobalt harasser is burning.
Started out really strong, but right now it seems like NC actually have over having this one. Not a TR drop.
Yeah, really wiped them very quickly. It was such a feeble push though. It's kind of... They dropped right on the point and then moved away from the point. So it's like the NC know exactly where they all are. They're all clustered together. And that's... The whole surprise of it is just completely gone. If you're going to drop directly on the point, which I don't think is a good idea anyway, you have to get right in there.
Yeah, NC is actually... I think what TR actually
They
went
do
for
have a
is that-
beacon though. They're still applying pressure, but not much of it, frankly.
No. I think the thing with TR's strategy is like, if it doesn't work for them, then they're pretty much on their heels. Like NC right now has a good overtake on the match. They didn't spend that many resources to actually try and retake the point.
They're pretty strong on nanites.
And as you know, like in LaneSmash, nanites, it's really something you need to worry about. Like if you just keep pulling stuff, then you suddenly run out of nanites, and the other team can just pull MPTs, pull Sundies, pull whatever they need.
They've nearly counted this down too. We must be at about 30 seconds left on this base until the NC have got it taken. Is
TR
there?
needs to make a push now if they want to do something about this.
So we do have NC in the Nettelmeyer Hex too. So they are presumably getting ready to flip that point. But the TR have just cleared Ziggurat and are flipping it.
I'll go check on Nettelmeyer. Let's see what we have here.
There's an NC beacon close to the top of the Ziggurat though. Yeah, and they've dropped it as quick as they can, and they're pushing in.
Oh, TR turned it around.
Yep, there's a half a squad of NC here on the roof. A couple of heavies, a medic. They're not able to push in yet though. But there's no LAs or air support from the TR, so they're not able to clear that roof, which really means they're stuck inside the point room. Which also means they've got nowhere to fall back to. Yeah, and here comes a push on the side door. A bunch of heavies running in, and I think the NC will probably take this now. Yeah.
So there are 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the timer for NC now. They just reached the point.
Yeah, they just left the point a little
your,
prematurely.
timer on the minimap. That's bugged. I can see.
What? How do I fix that?
Go to settings, and then it's interface, and then show missions. Click it off.
Show mission.
Yeah.
Click it on.
Yeah, enable or disable, then it should come back.
Okay.
Sorry guys for not showing. TR is retaking the point now.
Okay, yeah,
40
they've gone for a big
seconds
push.
Yep, there it's back.
They are close to the cap. They're so close to the cap they can just do this on infantry alone if their hold is nice and strong. They're being rocket potted from a Reaver.
So,
but they don't really need to push out.
Like, we have single Reaver now and a few Mossies. More Reavers coming in there. So NC's actually doing a great job of keeping Bling occupied with there, so they can't just ground pound.
Well, this is a very difficult base to ground pound at in LaneSmash. Exactly because of what I mentioned earlier. It's just really open sight lines. you're very vulnerable to anti-air. But here is a Banshee Mozzie, so they are getting some air support in. A lot of res is coming from both teams. A little bit of a stalemate right now. We're going for a push on the doors. Yeah, they're in, and I think they've got it. They've got it.
I mean, we might actually just see a complete fight over this base for the remainder of the match if this keeps going.
It's possible. And to be honest, it wouldn't be the first time on lanes that don't have a neutral base. That is not uncommon. Where you get relatively well-matched teams.
NC has 1 MBT up. They still have 3 MBTs up. A few TR MBTs and a TR Sunday is coming. Snipsel's coming with a Sunday now.
Let's take a look at the road then. So we have Alpha TR in a tank. Snipsel's pushing a bus up. He's on his own, unprotected.
Yeah, those MBT already spotted him, but they're getting pounded by the air now. So let's see.
So where are the NC MBTs right now?
So the NC MBTs are in the front, like south side.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see the area really focusing them down. They're trying to back up a bit for cover.
And there we have TR dropping on the point, getting ready to push in now. They also have a spawn point down in one of the garages.
Okay, we've got 1 MBT burning, 2 MBTs burning. They've lost an ESF, but yeah, they're going to grind out these NC tanks, I think. A Prowler pushing them now too. Yeah,
15 seconds left on the timer for NC. TR needs to retake that point. They're touching the point now, yeah.
They have a more solid spawn here now, though, and they've pushed off all the NC armor, which is probably going to help quite a lot. They don't have maxes again, though. I think those first 2 pushes with the maxes were just a little too expensive, and they maybe didn't get enough value out of them, so they've chosen to go with heavies instead.
So we now get to see like what I at least expected is the top infantry players having to battle this out. Like, let's see if the heavies, which side heavies does the best job here.
Yeah, we got 6 or 7 NC in this side building. Just they're making a move now to push the point. I don't think they're quite got enough.
No, and
let's see.
Let's see. Essing power up on the roof, they're being able to destroy them.
Yeah, they're being ground down. They can't get through those doors. They're being peeked from the stairs too. I don't think that push is going to succeed. They got more coming in to support though. Need to keep those beacons up really, and keep those medics reviving.
But T definitely seems to have a stronger hold on the base now. They seem to get about their BTs. Just alright, we gotta take this point and get to the next base.
And seeing not letting them settle though. They are constantly like close to the point. I mean, it's not like T are controlling the whole upper level of the ziggurat. Like right outside the point building, there are constantly NC stealing kills, doing damage, putting pressure on them.
Like, this is a lot closer than what I expected in the beginning, to be honest. And it's very nice to see SHSK actually putting T up to the task of having to pull out all their best shots to win this.
Yeah, and it's really being decided by infantry play too, which is quite unusual. The air support has been okay, but it's a difficult base to air support at, so it's been kind of sporadic. So we got mosquitoes here now, but they're like, if they were here 30 seconds ago, they would have made a huge difference. They're just that fraction too late. Oh, there's a redrop of TR though. There are a lot of them outside the point now. They still have a spawn deployed as well, although it looks like they're mostly utilizing beacons.
Yeah, that is the thing, like, you can get a bust up on this point, but it's kind of difficult. It does take some time, and with the SMTs and with the air, it's gonna be pounded down straight away.
There's a lot of heavies in this room. They're holding the corners, and really anybody that pushes through the doors is finding themselves in a crossfire. So yeah, NC doing a great job of holding this.
We are taking control of the road now. We got 2 MVPs pushing up. We got Alpha and Eros 1 and 2 up.
Well, I suspect this is why they're having so much trouble taking and holding the point, though. Maybe they could drop one of those MBTs and have more bodies in the fight.
We have a lone Vanguard pushing up on the north side here now, all by himself, going around. Let's see where he's planning to go.
So NC really just sitting in there trying to weather the storm for the next 30 seconds. I guess they got somebody. Yeah, okay, they got players in the Nettlemire Hex just ready to beacon, I guess. They might be vehicles, but what I'm thinking is that point's going to flip pretty quickly when we get the timer counted down.
But so far, it's 0-0 in this first round. Like, the match is completely open. So NC's managed to get it back to neutral, if you want to say it like that right now.
Yep, they've counted it down. Now let's take a look. So,
but there are no one up at Nettlemire.
Yeah, they brought everybody back. They needed somebody there to get a beacon down, and because it's the only way they're going to get pressure off this point.
Yeah, the thing with LaneSmash is you need to be fast on those back caps. You need to have the point flip just for 20-30 seconds so you can get to reorganize your people.
Because as soon as you get the back cap, the TR are just forced to completely concede their push. They have to send pretty much everybody back to clear that up. So it just eases so much pressure from you. You want to constantly be trying to get time on the point. Even if you're not going to see it through in one go, just get more and more time. Build it up, and when you lose it, try and get it back quick.
DR touching point again on Cigarette now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a missed opportunity for the NC there, I think.
Yeah, if they'd had a people up on Nettlemire there, flip that point, we could have seen a turn in the game. Right
yeah, I feel like they're playing very defensively though, and this is a little bit of a cheap tactic. It's one that we faced a lot in Hydra, which is you concede any opportunity to attack. You don't contest the vehicle game so much, but it means you have more bodies on the capture point. So it's a very defensive way to play. It means you won't win, but it'll be much harder to lose.
So
it's not really how to play.
When we are playing, because everyone is going to start out in groups with the brackets, and a draw match actually means you get 1 point, and a one match means you get 2 points. So it is being a little more tactical to play against their teams just to get that draw, to get that single point though.
Yeah, I don't play for draws.
I mean, no one should play for draws, but sometimes you do if you're up against a much stronger team. I can see that, but everyone
it's a little too easy on some lanes though, I feel. Because this is a tough nut to crack for the TR. Holding a point for 4 minutes straight is something you don't see very often in a good quality LaneSmash where you've got two teams. Holding a point for 4 minutes straight is really hard.
Oh, TR going for the anti-air turrets now. Or at least
they beacon NC drop pods right on the point again though. They got a beacon on the roof of the point. Not enough guys to make a difference yet. But more coming in slowly, yeah, more drops. There are TRESFs here. They really could do with clearing up this capture point roof. It would help the TR so much.
Yeah, like 1-2 Banshee Machines, they could have cleared most of the NC people.
Yeah, they couldn't just sit on that roof if there was a Banshee Mozzie slaughtering them. And here we've got a bit of Banshee fire now and a bunch of dead guys.
Oh, we see no Liberators though. Why do you think that is? is it not viable at all in LaneSmash, or?
You very rarely see them. We've used them a little bit, but yeah, they're a bit. I mean, they're tanky, but they're big targets. They're not very fast. They take a crew generally. There's not many good solo lib players really. And they're just very easy for a group of ESF pilots to focus fire. Like if you're fighting against a group of pilots, then a lib is a liability.
Yeah, it is a lot of resources, and I guess most of the pilots here already know how to fight a liberator.
Plus the tank buster is not what it used to be. Tank buster used to be amazing for just deleting vehicles really fast. The tank buster Dalton combo, but it's not what it was. The liberator's not in a good place right now. It doesn't need a buff, it needs a change. Because it's unbelievably tanky, but also I don't know, a bit naff.
NC guy there in the infantry turret on the helping side. That's interesting.
NC very much in control of the top of this point now. They've really slowly ground back the TR.
They grind it back down to that Tonki in the garage. Still there. No MPT taking care of that though.
TR are essentially resorting to that hard spawn though, and that means they're pushing uphill. It's difficult. Oh, they got beacon drop on point though. This could be good. That's a nice
Air Max from NC there. Oh.
And TR Maxes are a huge waste.
Yeah, that seems to be a
for
waste.
450 nanites, you get, you know, relatively poor bursters, whereas for 200 you can get a mobile spawn that's tanky as anything and has 2 anti-air guns. They're just not cost effective. A lot of NC on the point though, still. A lot of dead TR outside the point. No revives forthcoming for them.
In the match right now.
Okay.
Around that, I think. I haven't got the exact timer right now. Got another NC harasser up there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what gun he's got on the top. I think it's a Cobalt.
That is a Cobalt, yeah.
Which is not the easiest thing to use when you're moving around a lot and fighting in close quarters.
No,
but it
like,
does kill fast if you're on the headshots.
Could be really powerful.
If you want to clear out a point hold like that, yeah, Bulldog. The big splash damage on a Bulldog is pretty brutal.
So we tried to get the harasser up on the roof there, but that failed. He's gonna be destroyed, yeah.
Yeah, one slip up and down he goes.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of
the overlay is broken right now. We'll fix that in the second round.
There's a lot of TR on the point roof. This is like a role reversal. The NC were on the point roof, now the TR are. TR going for a big push though.
Point. No. Oh, we actually have a Liberator over at Nettelmeyer right now.
So TR are just flipping the point, but I want to see this lib. We've got Valk as well from Snip, so.
It is half Daddy from Bling.
Perhaps a good lib pilot. I guess it's him an overkill. He's being bursted already. And he's down to half health and backing away. This is the life of the Liberator. Especially in a big open base like this. It's where you've got long sight lines. Ooh, there's a big fight going on the capture point. This is chaos. Lots of trades going on. NC win it though.
So what do you think is going through the mind of TM right now? I think they came into this feeling pretty confident right now.
I think they're going to be a bit frustrated. They've got some players that are prone to being a bit rangy when things don't go entirely their way. Which is never a good thing in comms. It needs to be sorted out. But yeah, they're probably just trying to look for a new angle, something they can try that's going to make a difference here.
Do you think they're maybe waiting for NC to push up to Nettelmeyer and then come strong back in?
I mean, maybe that's the right move. To just sit on Nettelmeyer and wait.
A few NC people up on Nettelmeyer, sink another NC beacon there.
Finally.
Trying to move in for the point.
Finally, they actually make an attempt at an offense.
And there we have an NC flipping point on Nettlemeyer.
Here we go. How many guys we got? So there's one infiltrator and he's dead. We got a medic reviving and a heavy. Yes, we got 3 NC on point right now. There's a Banshee Mozzie shooting the capture
15
point.
minutes left. 15.
Yeah, so we're halfway through first round now. The NC managed to touch the point and actually flip it. That is a big surprise for me, honestly, that NC is now actually taking the lead on this match.
Well, yeah, beginning to. But there's nobody here. There's so few NC on this hold.
Yeah, they're not
Most of
really
them are dead. I
dedicated
think
to
there's
it.
one guy outside. It's like, that's not an attack. They did not commit to that at all. That was
No, they
just
only
a back
managed to
cap
get
to waste
10
time. That's
seconds.
like a defensive back cap. They're not going for it.
I see 5, 6 NC people there now. Flipping the point again?
I don't know why you would have a practice game and play for a draw. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't think they're actually playing for it. I know I talked to one of the leaders from SHSK that like they are playing this match mostly to learn, because they know TM is probably they're the team to beat. They're trying to figure out how they play, but of course everyone plays to win. They did say, of course,
They're not committing to their attacks aggressively enough to take them. If you don't commit everything to attack the base, then you're not going to take
We
it.
have an air battle going on. Reavers actually seems to have the overhand right now.
Let's have a
Wait,
look. Let's take a look at the air fight. So yeah, we've got 3 Reavers here. One of them is isolated now though. He's probably going to go down. I think he's burning. Okay, we've got Path taking on another pilot. Yeah, I think the Reavers have been picked apart. One of them just got out of position, and yeah, it went all downhill from there.
And
Still,
that really
still
is the
2 up.
strong side of Bling. Like they are good at grouping up and getting those 2v1s and 3v1s against other pilots.
See this pilot here, the one that just died, that was a nice attempt at a rush from underneath. He just... When you've got 2 Reavers, it's not going to work. If there was more of a squad up to you know, keep the TR busy, that would have been really nice. A rush underneath with a Reaver is a, you know, powerful tactic.
Well, but as you said, like NC is not really dedicated to get up to Nettlemeyer. There's still a lot of NC people over at Cigarette just guarding the point.
And what is the point of that? They've counted it down. They've done the hard work. They should all be on Nettlemeyer. There is no value in this. Like, they need the Nettlemeyer point flipped, and then you commit 24 guys to it. Because as soon as that timer starts, the ziggurat doesn't matter. It's not in the equation anymore.
And that is actually what I saw Boom versus SHSK. Boom being one of the lower B bracket teams, and that was the thing with SHSK as well. They weren't just not fast enough, just not dedicated enough, going up for those next caps. Like, and that is where they need to improve if they actually want to win this tournament.
Yeah, you can't be defensive thinking about the base behind all the time. Just go for it. If you flip the point, the best form of defending a base is to get the timer going on the next one. It makes it literally impossible for the TR to take the ziggurat.
So the old saying, the best defense is a good offense. Is,
In Planet
very
side,
true.
it's definitely true. Because what they're doing here by not committing to their attacks is creating just a stalemate where they're not going to win. They're just to me it's playing for a draw. They might not realise it, but that's what it looks like.
Well, this is only round 1. There is a round 2. Like, which side on this lane would you say is the stronger one, if there is one?
It's probably easier to attack Nettlemeyer.
Which will be TR attacking Nettlemeyer the next one.
Yeah, and I think they can probably utilise their air to ground a little more powerfully at Nettlemeyer. You can certainly bump vehicles in there. You can point hold it pretty nicely. Yeah, I like attacking Nettlemeyer. It's a good base.
And Nettlemeyer is so like used for a lot of infantry practices. and stuff like that. So I think most of the people know that better than the cigarette.
Unfortunately, because it was my favourite scrim base, nobody had ever played us on it. Even though we weren't really that great at it. Just we played it a lot, so nobody had played it. They just assumed that because we did, we'd be good at it.
TR pushing up with a single. And
it is a nice base. Oh, TR! Oh, solo medic left in the point as one TR pushes in, and yeah, he's getting the revives in now. More NC pushing back in.
But again, NC is just not dedicated to get up the next phase. They still have so many people on this point.
Yep. They're just not committing to those attacks. Yes, they did briefly. One guy in the hex.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it. You're not going to win a game that way.
There. Still only one guy in the hex ship. And now TR can actually go for the next one. TR gain control of the air again. I don't see a single Reaver right now. See a lot of air though. 5-6 mossies at least.
Nice work there from Corrales. He beats the crouch spam. Oh, we got a Max back again. Who's this? I can't read the name properly.
Pushing up there. He's low on health.
Oh, it's Alex from.
Oh, now he's getting repaired.
Ah, he's been C4'd. Yeah, he's down, and his engineer with him. Oh, we got 2 more Maxes pushing up. Shrimp in a Max.
Yeah, it seems like TR.
Let's follow Shrimp.
Alright, we've got to use resources. Let's see if we can get this one back. NC back on AI.
Shrimp escapes the C4 narrowly. Oh, he's been C4'd again though. He really needs an engineer now. I think he's gonna die.
But that C4 also costs a lot of resources. And you saw NC using a lot of.
They're essentially swapping out the use of Maxes for the use of C4.
Yeah, it seems to be working for him. It's not a usual tactic, to be honest, but
no, it's not. But
working.
It's yeah, I guess it's
again
a way of playing NC in this game.
Yeah, because the NC anti-infantry maxes are not as powerful as they used to be.
They're not, but they're pretty good. They've still got Gorgons, which are, you know, pretty good against enemy maxes. They have good anti-max capability, just not great against infantry.
Yeah, the Falcon maxes are indeed very strong, especially to push out enemy vehicles if they get up on the point.
The problem is they do like exactly 1,000 damage on a direct hit though, so they won't kill a shielded heavy, and they won't kill anybody with the 50 HP module or flak armor. Or there's too many scenarios where the Falcons don't want to kill infantry, and you have a long reload after each shot.
Cast Falcon TR now got destroyed.
Has died. A lot of TR up here though. I feel like they could push in now. They've got enough guys around the point.
Yeah,
see what NC you've got. NC you've got so little in there. They're still not pushing. There's 2 NC guys alive in the point room.
Yeah, they need to push in now. That Poulter's not out. And here
they're just getting too. They've struggled so much in this fight that I think they're getting a little cautious.
TR finally taking control of the point again. Let's see if NC has.
But how many minutes was that where the NC just didn't attack Nettelmeyer? They just sat here and didn't push. Like even a cloaked flash and a beacon, just that's all you need.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone utilizing the cloaked flashes with the spawning implant on.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Like you could just hide it somewhere, have one guy, like that will give you a spawn point so close somewhere.
Yeah, just for those that don't know, the logistics implant allows you, if you're driving a vehicle, it allows people in your squad to spawn directly into that vehicle. So you can drive a cloak flash up on point and people can spawn into it. But I'm not certain if they can spawn when it's cloaked. I'd have to test that.
I actually haven't checked. I'm pretty sure they can't. A little bird on the TM told me that that is a thing that can be utilized.
Okay. But TR here on the second level of the ziggurat, like they're not quite up to the point, but they should be able to quickly repush. You can hear that firepower from the TR Maxes too.
The short stack having good control of the infantry fight. The infantry player seems to be stronger than what the T can manage right now.
Well, they've got more players committed to it. But yes, they are doing very well in terms of infantry. Okay, they're pushing up the back stairs to the capture point. We've got a big group of heavies and medics coming.
But
Getting
right now,
somewhat crossfired and blasted.
yeah, I think TR also is like, alright, we just gotta get 1 point for this first round. Like, let's
Oh,
take
we've
this
got
fucking
Rocket
SHSK.
Pod Reaver attacking the point now. This is nice. See, I like what the T guys are doing here in trying to hold the whole of the top level of the ziggurat rather than just turtling in the point room. You
5 minutes round left to the round. 5 minutes.
You give
5
yourself
minutes.
a place to fall back to, so your front line could be more fluid, and that's just much better.
So what we want to see now, like NC just needs to retake the point, get the timer down, and then the first round is going to be a draw. There's not that much time left. We've got less than 5 minutes, and the total timer for the base is 4 minutes.
You can see pushing up from the teleport side right now. That's where the stronger push is coming. There are no maxes for the TR on that side, and TR are being thinned out quite rapidly there.
But
NC
TR
not making it to point yet though.
focus infantry, because we see a lot of Reavers now, and I don't see that many Mossies. Actually, I see no Mossies. I see 3-4 Reavers now though. But
Okay,
TR,
nice
of course, has
flanking
that striker,
max
so-
from Shrimp, clears up the outside of the point room and sees T still holding it. There's our first scat max coming up here on the teleport side. He's going solo. I think he's using, is that scat cannons or grinders? I think it's scats. And he's died to rocket pods. But the rocket pods are from, I think he might have been team killed, you know.
1 minute remaining on the actual point.
Yeah, they're
TR
even landing ESFs here to just get back on the point. Not sure that's the right thing to do.
No, they should keep those capabilities up and just.
If they land and place a beacon and then switch the game to the infantry squad, that would be of value. But wasting an ESF is probably not clever.
And what is that now? An NC Liberator as well. What does he have on that?
We got C4 going off. We got NC really trying to push this, getting desperate now. 23 seconds.
And they're touching the point. NC touching the point now.
Then with the TR needs revives like immediately.
Oh,
Lots of NC revives coming. No TR ones. There's such a lot of resonades. Yeah, what did they get it down to? About 15?
I mean, TR still has the chance here.
Left. 2 minutes 30.
I mean, they've still got time to cap the base. This is not over, but they need to get right back on it. They got to hit it hard.
Now it's gonna be at least 1 minute on the timer when they get there, and they're 2 minutes.
But the whole of the NC team is just sitting there, though. So it's really going to be next to impossible. It would be a hell of a push.
I mean, TR, yeah, and we got MPTs from NC pushing up now. At least one. Let's see if he spots that.
With the time left, one's all they need to slow them down on the road.
And NC got air control. I am very impressed with NC. I know they played it very defensively. I would probably have done the same because it's against a much stronger team on the paper, but they could have.
They have the
could have
players
won
to
this
beat
round.
them.
Yeah, they
I
have the
don't know
players.
that T are that much stronger. Particularly if you look at the players they've got in this match on TeamSpeak, I think the teams are pretty even. If the NC take anything away from this round, it should be that they can be more aggressive. They can handle this.
So yeah, now it's the first round. It's gonna be a draw. Tia does not have enough time left to actually retake the point and get it. But yeah, and I think
they have got the reflip, but yeah.
Yeah, they don't have enough time left. We had 2 minutes 30 when there was 1 minute remaining, so I don't think it's enough time for them.
Still, it's nice to be the team that's on the offensive when the round goes. It's like a moral victory.
Yeah, and it's
to have got that close to.
Mentally, it's good. Like, all right, so we have the upper hand at the end. Let's keep that going on the second round.
I'm not sure about that. If you come into a match and you're expecting to win and you find that you've spent 30 minutes trying to take one base, that can be really frustrating. It can really weigh you down quite a lot. Whereas if the NC were coming here expecting a difficult game and found actually we can hold this, that I think they'll be the ones that are more positive about how that went.
I mean, yeah, definitely. End of round.
There we have an end of
0-0
round
between T and Short Stack. Everyone, please leave the continent as we are to flip the bases.
Alright, so we have around 10-15 minutes break now where we reset the lane, everything will be repaired, and it's going to be flipped around, so they start on the other sides now.
Okay, so that means T are going to be starting from Zot's Biolab and push in Nettelmeyer and Short Stack. I'm just going to call them that because it's easier than SHSK.
Yeah, they did not make that easy for us with that attack.
Yeah, but the alternative is SS, which is not a tag that anybody wants.
Even worse.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to be going from Mulak and pushing towards Ziggurat. And yeah, that was an interesting round. It's not quite what I expected. I had it in the back of my mind it might be a draw because these lanes without a neutral base are much, much harder to win. But yeah, I didn't really expect it. That was good. I just hope that the NC commit to their pushes a bit more in the next round. They never had more than a handful of guys on Nettelmeyer, and it's a mistake. As soon as that point was flipped, when they got that flip, they should have had everybody redeploy, get on the beacon. Every single player, just get over there, try and put 2 minutes on it, and then if you get wiped, you repush as quickly as you can. But you've got the time
they
to.
showed again and again that if we lose, if we don't get the backup, we can still get back into Cigarette and retake that. So they didn't have to dedicate all that defense for it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think they come here with a lot of more confidence now on the second round.
That's what I'm hoping for, and I think so. They should do. They played well. The infantry did a great job. I think their medics was certainly better. In terms of revives, they were necromancing it up.
And that is like knowing B-Wave from when they play on Emerald, like they are very, very tightly played when they play infantry. That is a big core group of players playing together, just like T though. But T has only played together for like what, 1-2 months now, whereas B-Way is years. The air battle actually also seems to be quite equal with TR having the slight overhand there though.
Yeah, I think it seemed like they were swapping players in and out of air because the Ziggurat, like I say, it's just not the best base for air to ground. It's not going to generally be that powerful. It's there's too little air cover. It dies very quickly.
Next round will start in 15 minutes around. I will poke around. And please, when we ask people to leave the continent, do so and don't stay there. Thank you.
A guy reflipped the ziggurat. I think the ref's a little pissed off about that because it means he has to log out and back onto a TR character to reflip the point. I could do it for him actually. That's because I'm on a TR character.
Yeah, same as me. So 15-minute break, and then next round will go. We should get the overlay working and everything. Let's see why I actually fucked up.
Do we tend to stop the stream in between rounds and then restart it later?
Yeah, just
I'm going to do that. We'll start 5 minutes before the next round because I need to grab a sandwich quickly.
yeah. We'll
So
be right back,
hope you
guys.
enjoyed that, guys, and I think we'll see a more aggressive game in the second half. BRB.